Mr. Bear said he was hungry, but he didn't like the biscuits. He said he wanted to be like all bears, he wanted meat. But my dog Ford didn't like Mr. Bear, and Ford kept yelling at him. After a while, Ford disappeared. I was playing on campus today when I found a cute teddy bear on the ground. I picked it up and called it Mr. Bear. I wanted to take it home, so I hid Mr. Bear in my school bag because my parents didn't like me doing this. They would definitely throw Mr. Bear away. I cleaned up Mr. Bear and he looked so cute. He would even say, "I love you to eat," or something like that. I like Mr. Bear, but my dog friend Ford doesn't because he gets so scared when he finds Mr. Bear. And Ford is always standing far away and yelling at Mr. Bear. Today I found the switch on Mr. Xiong's body. As soon as I turn on the switch, Mr. Xiong will move, and he will dance a beautiful dance for me. But Dad suddenly broke in, and he almost found Mr. Xiong. Fortunately, Mr. Xiong was very vigilant, and he hid behind me. Dad didn't notice his existence in the end. Mr. Bear is really smart. He can call my name today. He told me I'm his best friend and he loves me very much. Then Mr. Bear got hungry and I gave him cookies and he didn't like it. He told me he wanted to eat meat like all bears. I really hope Mom and Dad didn't find out that I stole a steak from the fridge. A terrible thing happened today. Ford attacked Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear and I were walking in the garden when Ford suddenly bit him. Mr. Bear was bitten in many places. He was very angry, but I comforted Mr. Bear, and Mr. Bear said he forgave Ford. Ford disappeared and no one in the family knew where he went. I cried so hard that Mr. Bear comforted me, and I stole another steak from the fridge. But Mr. Bear said he was full, so he didn't eat the steak. He wanted me to provide some crayons and he drew a picture for me. Although that picture looked a little strange, as long as it was drawn by Mr. Bear, I liked it. When I passed by the living room at night, I overheard my parents talking. They seemed to be talking about Ford writing claws or something. Mom found out what Mr. Xiong said today, and I've never seen him so angry. Dad tried to calm Mom down, and then they all decided they wanted to take me to the doctor. The doctor was a beautiful lady. Her name was Mrs. Blaine. She asked me some questions, including why I drew that picture. I didn't know how to answer, but I couldn't tell her about Mr. Bear. Today, I told Mr. Xiong about my visit to the doctor. Mr. Xiong was going to play a prank on Dad. He told me that if the doctor asks about the source of the sentence again, just say that Dad drew it. Mom and the doctor were angry because they knew Dad had painted the picture, but they couldn't find him. And Dad disappeared. Mom hugged me and cried so sadly. He said he would keep me safe. I don't know why Dad left, but Mr. Xiong told me why. He said Dad didn't love me because Dad was so angry about a simple prank and ran away from home. But fortunately, Mr. Xiong comforted me. He told me that he would love me forever no matter what. Today, when we were playing with toys, Mr. Xiong suddenly told me that he was going to introduce himself to his mother. Not long after, Mr. Xiong went to his mother's room, but his luck was really bad. Mr. Xiong said that his mother had an urgent meeting, and he left the house in a hurry. Mom hasn't been back all day. I was very hungry and went to his room to find him, but Mom's room was locked, so I could only eat snacks and chips from the refrigerator. Mr. Xiong was fine. He just sprayed air freshener around Mom's room. I told Mr. Xiong that I missed my mom, and Mr. Xiong comforted me. He said he would take me to see my mom tomorrow. I was really happy. Fortunately, Mr. Xiong stayed with me. The little girl's diary ends here. Our investigators interviewed the little girl's attending doctor, Mrs. Bryan. That little girl, he seems to be a little paranoid. He always says that there is a teddy bear with him. This is normal. His father can draw that picture. Hey,